The federal government has been withholding money from 3.2 million Americans for 43 years. The average amount withheld $480 a month, every single month for the rest of their retirement. 800,000 widows and widowers in this country had their entire survivor benefit eliminated completely, not reduced, gone because of two rules buried deep inside the Social Security Code that almost nobody knew existed. Those rules are now gone. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law in January 2025 and eliminated both of them permanently. The back payments are sitting in the system right now. The average check is $6,710. Some people are owed over $22,000, but SSA is not calling. SSA is not sending letters, and thousands of people in the affected group still have not received a single dollar. Today I am going to tell you exactly what these two rules were, who they affected, how much money is owed, and the 3 steps that determine whether that money gets deposited into your account or sits in a federal processing queue until you stop checking. Stay until the end. The 3rd step is the one almost nobody takes, and it is the only step that gets widows and widowers the full amount they are owed. If you are not subscribed yet, do that right now and turn on the bell. Social Security rules change every single year. When they change, nobody explains what it means for your specific situation. That is exactly what this channel does. Subscribe and let's get into it. For 43 years, the Social Security Administration used 2 separate rules to reduce or eliminate benefits for millions of Americans. Most of the people affected had no idea either rule existed until they went to claim their benefit and got a number far smaller than what they expected. Some got 0. Rule 1 was called the windfall elimination provision. Here is who it targeted. If you worked in a job that had its own pension system, a public sector job that did not withhold Social Security taxes from your paycheck, and you also worked other jobs in your lifetime that did pay into Social Security, the WEP formula slashed your Social Security check. It did not eliminate it. It reduced it using a modified benefit calculation that treated your Social Security earnings as worth less than they actually were. The more years you spent in the non-overed pension job, the bigger the cut. The average monthly reduction under WEP was $480. Some people lost as much as $587 a month. That reduction was permanent. It never adjusted back. Every single month for the rest of their retirement, they collected less than they earned. Over 3.2 million people were affected by this rule alone. Rule 2 was called the government pension offset. This one went after spouses and widows specifically. If you were entitled to a spousal benefit or a survivor benefit based on your husband or wife's Social Security record, and you also received a government pension from a job that did not pay into Social Security GPO, reduce that benefit by 2/3 of your pension amount. Here is what that looked like in real numbers. Say your government pension was $1,500 a month. 2/3 of that is $1,000. GO subtracted $1,000 from your spousal or survivor benefit. If that benefit was $900, the subtraction wiped it out entirely. You received 0. Nothing from your spouse's record, nothing from decades of your husband or wife paying into a system that was supposed to protect you if something happened to them. 800,000 widows and widowers lost their entire survivor benefit this way. Not a reduction, a complete elimination. Now stop and think about this number. Over a 40-year period, Congress introduced 300 separate bills to repeal these two rules. 300 members of both parties kept introducing legislation. Teachers' unions, firefighter associations, federal employee organizations lobbied every single session. They testified at hearings. They sent thousands of letters. They showed up at congressional offices year after year. Not one bill passed. For 4 decades, 3.22 million Americans kept having their checks cut. The 800,000 widows kept losing their entire survivor benefit, and every year Congress moved on to other business until January 5, 2025. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law on January 5, 2025. Both rules, WE and GO, were eliminated completely, not reduced, not phased out over 5 years. Gone. And the law was made retroactive to January 2024. That means SSA owes every single affected person the difference between what they received and what they should have received going all the way back to January 2024. A minimum of 12 months of back payments paid as a single lump sum direct deposited SSA began processing and issuing corrections throughout 2025. The average retroactive lump sum payment issued so far is $6,710. The average permanent monthly benefit increase is $360. That is $4,320 more per year every year for the rest of their retirement. For people whose entire survivor benefit was eliminated by GO, the retroactive payment is significantly higher. A survivor benefit of $1,840 a month that was fully erased by GO means a back payment of over $22,000 covering January 2024 forward, plus that full benefit reinstated every single month going forward. The total estimated value of all corrections owed under this law is $196 billion over the next 10 years. That number came from the Congressional Budget Office. $196 billion sitting in the system that belongs to people who earned it. Here is the problem. Not everyone has received their correction. SSA has over 4 million individual account adjustments to process. They are working through them in batches. When your case falls to the bottom of a processing batch, it waits sometimes for months while you keep collecting the old reduced amount with no letter from SSA and no explanation. The SSA Inspector General flagged this as a significant concern in 2025 reporting. That is bureaucratic language for a substantial number of people have not received their full correction and have no way of knowing it. There are people right now in 2026 whose monthly benefit has still not been adjusted. There are people who received a one-time retroactive payment, but whose ongoing monthly amount is still running on the old reduced formula. And there are people who qualified for corrections under both WE and GO, but only had one of them applied to their record. SSA is not going to flag your own case for you. The corrections that are not challenged stay uncorrected. The money that is not claimed does not accrue interest. It does not carry forward. It sits. If you have not logged into your Social Security account and specifically checked your benefit amount since January 2025, you do not know whether your correction was applied or not. 4 groups are affected. Listen for yours. Group 1, you worked as a public school teacher, especially in these states: Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Missouri, Nevada, Ohio, Rhode Island, or Texas. And at some point in your working life, you also worked other jobs where you paid into Social Security. Group 2, you worked as a firefighter, police officer, or any state or local government employee in those same states. And you also paid into Social Security through other employment at any point in your career. Group 3, you are a federal employee who was hired before January 1st, 1984, and you were enrolled in the Civil Service Retirement System, CSRS, not FERS, CSRS. If you do not know which system you were under, check your old federal benefits paperwork or call your former agency's HR office directly. Group 4, you are a widow or widower hour whose spousal or survivor benefit was either reduced or eliminated entirely because you receive a government pension. If you fall into any one of those four groups, this law applies to you directly. A back payment may be sitting on your account right now uncollected. Here is exactly what to do. 3 steps. Step 1. Go to ssa.gov and log into your My Social Security account. If you do not have one, create it. You will need your Social Security number and a valid email address, and it takes about 10 minutes. Once you are logged in, open your benefit statement. Look at your current monthly benefit amount. Then look specifically for any line that says "we" or "go." If you see a reduction listed there and your monthly benefit has not gone up since January 2025, your correction is not complete. Your case is still sitting in the queue. Step 2. Call the Social Security Administration directly. The number is 1-807-721213. When an agent answers, use these exact words. I want to verify whether my account has been fully corrected under the Social Security Fairness Act for WE or GO. Write that sentence down before you dial. That specific language tells the agent exactly which system to open and which correction history to pull. They will tell you immediately whether your case is closed, pending, or has not yet been assigned. If it is pending, ask for the expected processing date and ask them to note that you called to follow up. If they say it is closed and you believe the monthly amount is still wrong, say these exact words. I would like to file a formal request for reconsideration. That phrase triggers a supervisor-level review, not just a standard callback, a separate review of your entire correction record. Step 3 is specifically for widows and widowers, and this is the step that determines whether you receive the full back payment or receive nothing. If your survivor benefit was not just reduced, but eliminated completely by GO, do not assume the correction happened automatically when the law passed. Some GO cases require a completely new survivor benefit application because the original application was denied outright, not reduced denied. The system has no approved claim to reverse. It cannot correct what it never approved in the first place. You have to reapply. When you call SSA, ask this exact question. Does my case require a new survivor benefit application under the Social Security Fairness Act? That one question is the difference between collecting your back payment and watching it expire in the system unclaimed. The government withheld money from 3.2 million Americans for 43 years, using 2 rules most of those people never knew existed. The rules are gone now. The back payments are real. The average check is $6,710. Some people are owed over $22,000. SSA is not calling. SSA is not sending letters. The only way this money moves from the system into your account is if you take one of the 3 steps I just walked through. Send this video to one person you love who is over 60 and collecting Social Security right now. That one share might put $6,710 in their account. Money the Social Security Administration has been holding since January 2024 without sending a single letter to tell them it exists. That is what this channel is here to do. I will see you in the